chaos. Control chaos all day, 3-2. Control chaos. We ain't out of control. We still crazy, though.
Watch, got it,
All right, welcome back. It's October 1st. Can't lie, we're a little upset right now for obvious reasons, but, it's spooky season. Halloween's coming up. It's right around the corner. But, if you guys want to send us some edible arrangements or something to heal our hurt, we'd appreciate it a lot. How you feeling today, Matt?
I'm not going to lie. I feel a little bit recovered. I'm a little more upset at my fellow fans, just because, I thought we were a little better than what I saw. We'll talk about that later, Raven fans, be humbled from this. That's all I got to say. Make sure you don't feel entitled to winning, all right? That's why you play the games. All
right, so let's rip this Band-Aid off. Let's start talking about our thoughts on the game, how we felt about, everything that went on, because there was a lot to unpack there. So, like Matt said, let's not panic. It's week 3, only week 3. So, Kansas City, that was a sign that Kansas City is clearly the best team in football. They're the team that the Ravens need to beat in order to advance in the playoffs, get to the Super Bowl, do all that. And I think it's a good thing that it's only week 3. And, we got film on that game. We can lick our wounds, heal up, do whatever we got to do, and, bounce back the way that the Ravens have in the past. Last year they lost to Cleveland and Kansas City, and, there was a little bit of panic amongst fans, but I wasn't worried. I felt like there were a few things that needed to change, and what did the Ravens do? They got Marcus Peters, and he was great last year. He's looking good so far this year. And you know what? I think Calais Campbell and Derek Wolfe are going to end up being great defensive tackles for the Ravens in the future. So far, Calais Campbell has been great, especially in that Cleveland game, batting down a couple passes. And, I got a really good outlook on the rest of the Ravens season. So we'll talk.
I'm feeling really positive about the Ravens. We lost against the Chiefs. So what? We're not the best team through week 3. We still have, let me see, what's my math? We have 12 more games, 14 more games. How many games did we play? 3 games?
So we got 13 more.
16 minus 3 is 13. 13 more games. Believe it or not, I'm a teacher, all right? But that's okay, all right? I'm after hours. I'm not on duty. Don't talk nothing, all right? So, look, here's the deal. We lost. We got busted, actually. And we learned a lot. We need to stop pretty much blaming Lamar, blaming the defense. All right, it was a whole team effort. Defense got pounded. Patrick Mahomes, we could not get that boy off the field. He was throwing the ball, making completions. All right, honestly, we're lucky to have only lost by 14, in my opinion, because they missed 2 easy picks as well. All right, off the cornerback's hands that they could have intercepted, and then they would have had great field position. Here's the deal. It's week 3, all right? Andy Reid brought out all the tricks in the book. Now we've seen it. The Ravens have seen a little bit of what the Chiefs are running, so that way when we do see them again, because we will, in order to get to the Super Bowl, you're going to have to beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, right? The only thing that this might hurt is getting that number 1 seed in that bye, but that's okay. They still have a long road ahead. COVID, there's a lot of people getting hurt. I mean, I hope that doesn't happen, but it's the inevitable and things happen. I believe the Ravens are still in a good spot. We have Washington coming up. All right, I don't know what their team name is, so I call them Washington. Washington should be an easy dub, an easy pickup game. Lamar, right? He didn't even throw for 100 yards. So what? Have your bad game in the regular season. We play the games, all right, because you don't pick a winner or loser off paper. If that was the case, all right, the Lakers would already have won the NBA Finals because they look much better on paper than the Heat. But they have to play because you never know. All right, the Ravens are in a good position. We have a lot of games left. One of the easiest schedules left. All right, yes, we lost to a good team. and we haven't beat Patrick Mahomes yet. They played their best ball. We played our worst ball and still only lost by 14. We only lost by 14 playing like doo-doo pants. All right, we played terrible. We stunk. Smelly. I can still smell them. Bad. We're going to pick it up. It's going to be fine. Relax, Ravens fans. Be humble. All right, stop saying we're going to win every game by 20 because it's just not realistic. All right, instead, when your team loses, pick them up. Root for them. I think as a fan base, we need to support our team through the hardships as well. That's important. That's what the true fans are. All right, I welcome all fans. We welcome all fans, but we want to make sure that we're staying positive with our team, especially through week 3 without a preseason. We're good. We're fine. I don't see much.
Well said. We get a round of applause for that. You said a lot there, but essentially, be a good fan. Support the Ravens, who are, we're so spoiled as Ravens fans. Like, year after year, last year, Lamar, 14-2. Losing playoff games hurts, but
it could be worse. We could still have
it could be worse. Come on,
2-yard dump offs.
It could be the Browns.
Time, right? Oh my goodness.
It could be Washington, the team we're playing.
Lamar's lost 6 total games in his career. Oh my gosh, we're getting spoiled. All right, we need a loss to keep ourselves humble. It's all good.
And back to talking about the game. I've been watching Mahomes since he started out in 2018. I think that was the best performance I'd ever seen from him. Some of the best play calls from Andy Reid. The touchdown to the fullback, that was so nifty.
Fantastic.
The touchdown to the lineman was great. They were doing reverses. They had I think a double reverse. Back to Mahomes, throw it to Hilaire.
Yeah, and they can do that stuff because I believe their slowest receiver runs a 4.5, correct? 4.4, 4.5.
Is that Sammy?
That is Sammy Watkins, and
Got it.
Oh my
Knew
goodness, that is fast. That is a fast team. That is hard to defend even if you're the best defense, especially if you got a quarterback who can hit his spots sometimes without looking. Look, they need to self-destruct. They need to have a rough game in order to beat them. Ravens did that. We self-destructed. In spite of that, it was the opposite way. It's all good. We'll see him again. Again, repeating myself, but
all good.
I just have hope. I have a lot of hope. Trying to give you all hope too.
All right, so there were a lot of drops in that game. It's pretty unfortunate, especially Mark Andrews, that touchdown that would have happened if you caught it.
I believe he dropped a couple passes, if I'm not mistaken.
The touchdown.
He had a rough game.
Yeah, I was making so much noise at Buffalo Wild Wings. I was like, so you know how there's like a dinner section and then the bar?
Yeah.
So I was sitting in like the dinner section. So there's like families and whatnot, eating wings, hanging out, whatever.
Right.
And here I am like I should be in the bar. Just like, keep in mind, this was a Salisbury Buffalo Wild Wings, so there weren't too many Ravens fans there. It was like, some
Washington fans there?
No, there weren't a lot of people there to watch the game. It was more like, the bar area, you got some dudes watching, and then there was like a family area where they were just hanging out. Anyway, I was like out of place as hell, being super loud for the game, making noise, drinking, and it was just goofy. I didn't care at all.
Let me ask you, did you get the Asian Zing wings?
No, we didn't eat. We had dinner before. Yeah.
Well, at least if you would have got the Asian Zingies, you would have gone home a little happy without the loss because those things smack.
Did get cookies at dessert from the other place.
I didn't even know that. Oh, I was going to say I didn't know they had cookies.
No, not at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Interesting.
Well, they might. I don't.
Well, anyway, Asian Zing next time you go.
Duly noted.
Definitely.
You were watching the game with your brother, right?
Yeah. Actually, I was watching it with my brother and his friend and his wife. We weren't very happy. We weren't very happy campers sitting there watching that game. We got a little bit of hope, in the third quarter. That made it fun. It let us stay a little longer. We were going to watch the whole game anyway. But just, watching them get their butt kicked is always hard when you really think you're looking forward to a game all week.
Yeah.
It is tough, but you got to stay positive because it's only week 3.
Exactly.
Nothing interesting happened there.
So the next day I was listening to 105.7, and I forget who the guy talking was. I don't listen to talk radio
Some
enough.
Deep voice man.
Yeah, somebody. Anyway, he was talking about how the Ravens maybe should go after Antonio Brown after that game and maybe go for like Clay Matthews at a pass rusher. What do you think about that?
My theory is I don't think our offense is busted. I
No,
think we're
me
fine.
neither.
If you looked at the stats, we ran the ball 11 times. We're a run-heavy team.
Yeah.
Even if we're down, we need to run the ball. And that is another issue that the Ravens need to figure out is playing from behind. That is why I love this game as well. We got a little bit of practice at it. No, we weren't successful, but at least we got to see what it's like to be from behind and have to climb back. That's going to be important because in the playoffs, when you play the best teams, you can't lead all the time. The Chiefs came back from all 3 of their games, correct? Houston, they came back from Tennessee, and they came back from the 49ers in the Super Bowl. So it is important to be able to play from behind. And I think that the Ravens and Lamar have that ability. They're just figuring it out. They need to realize that they can still pound that ball in there with that 3-headed monster and be successful even when you're behind. It's fine. Lamar didn't throw for 100 yards, but he also didn't even have 30 pass attempts. There was many dropped passes. It was the whole offense as a whole. I don't think that making an addition to the offense like a receiver, especially Antonio Brown, who's more of he's a route runner. He's not really much of a blocker, which is, again, we're a run-heavy team. I just don't feel like there's much of a need on the Ravens for him. I think he's a great player. He'll help any team, that he goes to once he serves his suspension, but he just doesn't belong on the Ravens right now as a run-heavy team. It's a kind of a waste of money in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like that's a panic move. Clay Matthews, on the other hand, I think could help. Have a veteran pass rusher like him. Wouldn't mind that. So that would be nice. But going back to what I said last episode, where I was talking about keeping the ball out of Mahomes' hands and running the football and sticking to our game, I mean, that was essentially why the Ravens lost. I mean, I know there was miscues and drop balls and some things the defense could have done better, but it goes back to that. The kick return by Devin Duvernay
That was
awesome.
Sexy.
Gave us momentum and everything. It was awesome.
I stood up, did a wheelhouse kick, and then sat back down, squeezed my pillow, ate some chips. I remember it clearly.
It's understandable.
It was beautiful.
Proper reaction.
That was definitely a positive. You always can take the positive.
Yeah,
and that's
definitely.
a rookie.
Definitely.
Yeah, I like him.
But
Good job, Duvernay.
what I was going to say, though, is, yes, round of applause there. He gets the touchdown, right? The defense just got off the field, because the Chiefs scored, they kick off, and Duvernay runs it back. But I'm thinking, damn, the Ravens defense has got to go back out on the field. Mahomes has the ball again. I mean, obviously, I'm happy about the touchdown, but,
Yeah.
that's what's going through my head. I don't like how quickly the Chiefs were moving it, and I would have, touchdown's a touchdown. You take what you can get. But, in that situation, I didn't want to see the defense get on the field again.
They were tired, but you got to take the points where you get them. Ain't nothing was going to stop Duvernay unless I stuck my neck out from my room and reached out and tripped him because I got some extension on this bad boy. But that's about it. It was our only touchdown. Thank goodness he scored it.
Only touchdown at that point. But
Yikes.
what else about this game? I think that's about it. You got any other thoughts? I think the Ravens just got to get poison out.
Sleep off the anger. Sleep off the pain.
Get the poison out.
Get the poison out. It's going to be fine. Ravens fans, relax. We're 2-1 still. But I do want to say, I told you to watch out for Cleveland. They're 2-1 also. I told you that schedule they have. They might be a wild card. I'm not scared of them, but I'm just saying Cleveland's in there right now. Same record as us. We beat them, so we have the tiebreaker. But Pittsburgh beat 2 0-3 teams. They're a good team, but they haven't played anybody yet.
True.
Still think we split.
Speaking of Pittsburgh, their game is probably going to get postponed. No, it is going to get postponed. It's when it's going to be postponed to. They're talking about Monday or Tuesday. This is wild. This could stop the season, unfortunately.
I've been waiting for something like this to happen. I figured, they got all these players on a basketball team's one thing. You got about, 15 to 20 players maybe, plus coaches and healthcare and all those other people that you need in there. Football, you have triple, quadruple the amount of people there, and it is just extremely difficult to keep every single person COVID-free the way it spreads, especially when you're playing a physical game where you're sweating and tackling the other people. and then you're going into your sidelines, and you're telling your coach or what you saw on the field, or your coach is telling you what they saw. It's going to spread. I mean, they are outside, but then they go into the clubhouse, they go into the locker room, they go into the meeting rooms, all those places. And COVID, I believe, takes a couple days to a couple weeks to even show in your system. So this isn't surprising to me. I am very curious to see how they handle this, because this could be big for not only football, it can be big for like how the country reopens. All right, if they're going to allow players to still play even though you're COVID positive, I get it that football is a business. It makes a lot of money. It basically owns Sundays and Monday nights. But what's more important is a game where you throw a pigskin or a person's life. That is where I'm curious to see where they go. I'm neutral. I'm just curious. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to agree with most of that, and I don't think that the season is going to stop. I mean, you look at baseball, they had like what? I mean, they granted they have less players, but like the whole Marlins roster, more than half of the Marlins roster, got it, and it was like news for a week, but then they got right back to baseball. So
and that's kind of weird to me. Is like, are they over it? They never say.
Right,
Like,
that's a good
what
question.
did they do with the players? Like they touched all the other players. I'm sure with the baseball they use. I mean, it's just fishy how they handle it,
Very
how they
shady.
tell that it's transmitted, and then they allow these sports to play. But then you can't have high school sports, and you can't have schools. Some football teams still aren't playing. Maryland's not playing, right? They're supposed to be
Maryland's
starting
coming
up.
back.
They're coming back, but they're not playing right now like some of the other teams.
yeah.
It's really, really weird, and I'm curious to see if they cancel a game this year. I think they do cancel at least one game this year.
You imagine a game on a Tuesday? I don't think that's ever happened in NFL history.
And think of it like this. If it goes on a Tuesday and it's successful, imagine they add games to Tuesday. Now football is going to own the whole week, basically, if they do this on a Tuesday. You'll have Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, no football. Your girlfriend's going to be pissed. And your wife. Or your husband.
Somebody not going to be
boyfriend.
happy.
Hey, whatever you like is cool with us. But whoever it is, if they're not into it, they're going to be upset.
We don't discriminate at Control Chaos.
Absolutely
Be
not.
clear.
Never.
Big pause there. All right. So something that's been really bothering me besides, losing to the Chiefs, can't tailgate. I see these other stadiums, these other fan bases being able to tailgate, and Baltimore, we're just not there yet. And, you got to be safe. It's understandable, but I miss it. My dad has one of the best setups for a tailgate,
That food is scrumptious.
Yeah, he knows. He's
I'd be
been.
going into that football stadium hurting. I can barely get in there. Start dozing off if it's a slow game because I'm so full. Can't even get... Them stairs don't get me started about.
Now they got escalators.
Escalators.
Yeah, just like that. Just like SpongeBob. Shout out SpongeBob.
Always
again.
got to throw a little SpongeBob in there.
So, yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys missing tailgating too. Missing the before the game, hanging out. Some days, the Ravens don't play as well. It's like the best part of the day. Getting to drink beer at 9 a.m., sometimes 6 a.m. You never know what kind of day it is.
Yeah, I like riding the bird scooters around, and you just ride them around the city from tailgate to tailgate, and all the people driving are mad because you just cutting through them. You running red lights. You don't really care because you on a scooter. You're kind of protected in it with all the people there, so it's not like you can really get hit, and that you just feel the breeze. It's a beautiful Sunday. I love those bird scooters. I want tailgating back.
Is that drunk driving? If you're hammered on one of them?
Funny story is actually one time after a football game last year, we got on the bird scooters, and we had a late night game. I think it was against the Jets, I believe. So we're riding the scooters. We're hungry. We're looking for, apparently my friend, he's Colombian. He said that there's a Colombian food truck somewhere in Baltimore. So we're riding. We ride a total of 4.1 miles, on these bird scooters, just cruising. When we get there, we hit these rumble strips, and my one friend, he is burning it, right? He's flying. I'm riding behind him. He starts hitting the bumps. I tell you what, when you see someone fall, like you see two types of falls. You see the one fall where that's easy and gentle, they get back up. It's like you didn't even fall. You fell on a pillow. And then there's the fall where you all the way to the side. You just crash. It's a blur. Like, they're on the ground. You didn't even see them get from their feet to the ground. This is this fall. And the best part, oh, man, there's these guys at the gas station, and they're cracking up. These Baltimore guys, they're just laughing. They're like, man, I wish that I had my video camera out. That shit was funny. And he gets up. My friend's pouring water on his kneecaps at the Colombian food truck. He's got scrapes. It was... Yeah, so you do got to be careful with the bird scooters, but makes memories.
Yeah, don't drink in bird scooter. PSA. All right, so, I can't tailgate. I know you're teaching, being a PE teacher has been affected. You want to talk about that at all?
Yeah,
Give us a little bit of a highlight.
I miss tailgating. I miss my kids. I miss being in school with my kids. Another story is... I like to joke around with my kids. I like to see myself as the teacher who likes to have fun, but also I'm serious. I want what's best for my students. I want them to learn from my style. I'm a different style. You call me whatever you want to call me, younger generation X or whatever, millennial. I'm not even sure what I am.
Oh, I thought you were talking about teaching.
But, yeah, well, anyway, I try to teach my kids, so I mess with them. Well, anyway, what I miss is, when I would fart in school, right, I could fart, and the kids would smell it, and I would know that it would stink, and I would do it in the crowd. And I would just watch the kids blame each other while, the stench is just expanding, and it's just going from one kid blaming the other. And I just sit back. I almost lose it sometimes, if it's really bad. So I just walk away and see who gets the blame. No kid ever, they never end up finding out, and they never think to blame the teacher. Like, it's a perfect escape. It's just farting around the kids. You just, and then, dang, something stinks, and then the kids start going at it. They start pointing fingers. You're free. You're a free man. I can't do that in my house. I fart, they know exactly who it is because mine have a specific smell. The kids haven't figured it out
He's not kidding.
Yeah.
It's
rare when they
awful.
stink. It's when I have Buffalo Wild Wings Asian zings. That's the only time they really stink, and they smell like garbage.
All right.
Tell you what.
So, that was pretty goofy. I did not expect that story.
Yeah, but I do miss my kids, though. Not just that part. I miss their faces. I just see their little profile pictures now in virtual learning.
That hurts.
Yeah, but you make do. We're having a good time virtual learning.
And it's got to be a little bit of fun.
Yeah, it definitely is. The parents probably look at them like they're crazy sometimes with some of the things I make them do. But, oh well. We're having a good time. We're establishing a comfortable climate, nice learning environment. All the kids feel comfortable with each other. That's what means a lot, Making sure they're still wanting to come to class and socializing.
You ever talk Ravens with them?
Oh, all the time. I got a couple Steelers fans in there. I got to give them detention later. But, yeah, I got some
Virtual
Ravens
detention.
fans. I can't tell, if they just they like to suck up to me or if they actually like the Ravens. Either way, I don't care. If you say you like the Ravens, I'm all for it. Here's your A. Nah, I'm just kidding. I can't do that. But there's definitely a bunch of football fans in my school. Very high football population.
Yeah, they must all want to be like Lamar.
There's some studs, yeah.
Middle school especially.
I tell you what, they would love if he came and said some words to him. They would love that.
No
he
doubt.
came to Glen Burnie
I
right
want to
next
hear
door.
him say some words.
Yeah, he came to the high school that our school feeds into. And he came to one of their football games last year.
Oh, yeah.
That's man in the community. That's why I respect that guy.
So how's this man in the community going to be doing against Washington on Sunday?
Oh, man. I would like to see the spread. I didn't look at the spread yet, but it's got to be a big favor in us. It's a bounce-back game.
I'll pull it up.
2? 22. Woo, I thought it was.
For real?
22 points the Ravens got win by to cover the spread.
I am pretty sure I've seen 22 earlier.
To be
Holy
honest, I
smokes.
might take the Ravens on this still. I feel like this could set up for honestly, I think Vegas thinks nobody would pick the Ravens because that's a big number, but hey.
It was either 22 or by 2 touchdowns. Just the number 2 is in my head for some reason.
Well, if it's 2 touchdowns, I believe that would be 14, right?
Correct.
12 and a half. Okay,
You're the teacher. I'm bad
pump
at
the
the
brakes.
maths.
Let's pump the brakes. It's 12 and a half.
It's 12. Well, if it's 22,
I mean, that's
I'm
still-
taking it.
that's
Ravens
still
are gonna
high
walk
as hell.
over Washington this week. They're going to pound. telling me Dwayne Haskins going to do what Patrick Mahomes did against our defense? I don't even know who Antonio Gibson. They need to just give him the ball. He's pretty much him and Terry McLaurin have to carry the team. Chase Young is out. It's not looking good for Washington.
No.
I wouldn't want to face the Ravens after a loss like that. Ooh, I'd be scared. Lamar's going to be hungry.
Ravens win by 22.
22 points. You heard it here first.
22, okay. I could see that. I'm going to go... We're pissed. They're pissed.
Mad.
42 to 13. I'm going to give them 13. McLaurin finds the end zone. They kick 2 field goals.
Oh, yeah. They're going to be playing from
up.
behind. They'll
Hit the
toss
rope.
the rock a little bit, you know?
Yeah, but it's going to get ugly. That's for sure.
Yeah,
All right.
there's not much to talk about. It's a bounce-back game. They're going to go back, run heavy. Washington's not going to be able to move the ball against our defense. They're hungry, too. Blowout. Sorry, Washington fans.
All right, that about wraps up today's episode. I want to thank you guys for watching, listening. You should watch instead, see our beautiful faces. But, if you're listening, we appreciate you guys listening too. Subscribe wherever you listen to or watch. Also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok at CONTR Chaos. Also, don't forget those edible arrangements. We need them. The chocolate-covered strawberries, that hurts. That helps a hurting heart.
And the Asian Zing wings.
Yeah, throw some of them in there too. All right, peace out, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
Control chaos. Control chaos all day, 3-2. Control chaos. We ain't out of control. We still crazy, though.